Thank you for being here for meditation. This is a meditation on the third klesha, known as raga, and raga is a word translating to clinging to the attachments that we have that cause us suffering. So it can be wanting, it's very natural to want to have pleasure in our life. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is when we attach to it, we don't want it to leave because life's always changing. And sometimes things come and they go. And so we're just going to work with that. We're going to ponder this. We're going to have some contemplation in our meditation today. So find. So this meditation is on one of the kleshas. The kleshas are the root causes of suffering. As human beings, we all have these. And this klesha is known as devesha. And devesha can be translated as avoidance, avoiding something. Um, and so we're going to maybe contemplate this in our meditation today. So if you like, you could just do a few shoulder circles, a few breaths. Ah, good. And letting go, letting go. Hmm. Okay, and just finding this comfortable place to sit, to take your attention inwards, maybe closing your eyes or softly gazing down. And just as much as you can right now in this moment, just release any tension you might be holding, allowing your breath to be natural, a natural steady rhythm. So one thing that we tend to avoid as humans is actually emotions, uncomfortable emotions. And so as you just tune into your body right now, either reflecting if there is at this time something you've been going through or working through, something that might be challenging, something maybe today that triggered you or irritated you, and emotions can come up. And if you're just feeling peachy keen right now, then just even try to remember. And my suggestion of remembrance at this time is anxiety. Now, some of us do struggle more with anxiety than others, and this can be from our past and a part of our conditioning. It can be a part of our whether or not we develop secure attachment or not in our childhood. And yet, I think even though some people who struggle with anxiety more, I think everybody understands what anxiety is. Just, I think, being a human on the planet right now can cause anxiety. And anxiety often is an emotion of fear. It's you're fearing and you're projecting into the future. Okay, so as you just settle in your body, it might seem like an odd thing to do in meditation. Yet we actually encourage this in Yoga Nidra is to tap into the difficult emotions. So again, whether there's something else going on for you right now, it could be grief, sadness, maybe anger, maybe there's been rage recently, maybe there's depression. I mean, they're all emotions that we probably don't want to feel. We try to avoid them. Okay? And the yogis say The only way through is through the emotion. We If we avoid it, it will might give us at that moment, it helps us not feel it, so we're not having the suffering, the pain of the emotion, let's say. But we're basically just brushing it under the rug, which then can cause more suffering with the avoidance with Devesha. Okay, so even though this might sound counterintuitive, I want you to really bring to mind whether it was a moment of anxiety or something else. And actually, this works best when you're actually having the emotion, but this is going to be practice for when we maybe the next emotion, hard, challenging emotion we have. And so bringing awareness to this feeling, whether it's anxiety, and notice where it manifests. So, even though right now I'm not feeling anxious right now, this moment, anxiety for me is a knot in my stomach. But I hear other people say it's like a flutter in their chest, like their heart might race a little bit more. So just want you to consider where the emotion manifests. And of course, if it's not taking place in this very moment, we have to just remember. And again, I think, especially with people who are more prone to anxiety, and like myself, I know the feeling. I know how it feels in my body. So we're going to embrace it. We're going to tend and befriend it. So notice where it manifests. Could be like I said, stomach, could be chest. It also could be in the mind, and the mind plays a huge part as well. So we want to be aware of the thoughts because the thoughts can trigger the emotions, and we don't want to push it away, just simply observe it. Okay, we can bring the breath into this too. So send the breath, and I think breath is critical, especially when we're in these triggered states, that we do some deep breathing. So let's just breathe in a slower, deeper breath, and then breathe out and just feel the body release with the exhale. Feel any tension you're holding. Okay, as you breathe in, imagine breathing into where you're feeling it, where it manifests, or the memory of where you recall it manifesting. And then let the breath go again, slow, and just slowly release contraction anywhere. The inhaling is contraction. There is a tension created with an inhale. So again, just even feeling your inhale, big breath, and hold a moment. Maybe the shoulders are up a little bit, and exhale to feel the shoulders fully released down. And this is reminding the body the more relaxed state. So with some of these troubling emotions, our body also contributes. Tension comes in, the stress comes in, and the tension starts to hold. So we can work with that here and now with our breath, with our awareness, with our loving kindness and our compassion. Good. And then when you're ready, just let your breath find its natural rhythm again. You can bring the breath, deeper breath, anytime you need to bring it back. And then giving the mind the focus of the breath, watching the breath, the rise, the fall, the coming, the going. Just like our emotions come and go. They rise, they peak, they fall, and they come back again at times. So just allow the mind to be on the breath, just watching the breath like waves. Now, this sometimes can be really difficult, especially with stronger emotions, to just sit still, might even cause a little bit of anxiety in and of itself. Okay, so if needed, you could stand up and walk as you do this practice. Just do a very intentional, slower walk. And that can be helpful with anxiety. So I'm just going to offer that as a suggestion. And acknowledge that this um, to not want to feel the uncomfortable emotions is devesha. Devesha is at all cost avoiding. There's an aversion to discomfort, to the unknown. There is an aversion to the discomfort of feeling the emotion fully. And this is your mind's way of trying to avoid the pain. Okay? But when we have pain, pain that might come from anxiety, that might come from loss, grief, sadness, anger, again, any of those, rage. It is natural as human beings to want pleasure and to feel good, but we must realize that life isn't just about pleasure and feeling good. There is the opposing. With pleasure, there's also pain. With happy, there's also sad. With calm, there's also agitation. With contentment, there's also anger. So we need to just be in a place of our witness consciousness here, just to watch and not judge ourselves. And first of all, not judge ourselves for having those emotions, but also don't judge yourself that you actually don't want to feel them, because remember that is normal. Again, come back to the body because the body is ground. It grounds us. Come back to the breath. Slowing the breath, deepening the breath is very helpful to regulate your nervous system, so you can do that at any time. And knowing that you don't need to change anything in the moment. I mean, we might want to, but the practice is to just simply be with things as they are, to observe them. Even imagine yourself as an observer. Maybe right now you're just sitting right in front of yourself. Imagine, I like to often think of this as a wise self, a wiser self, and holding space for me. Maybe they're close, but they're actually connected to you. Maybe your knees are touching, or maybe they have their hands on your maybe thighs, just to help ground you. And know that you are not those uncomfortable feelings, emotions. So emotions are kind of like in the emotional realm, those feelings, happy, sad. Feelings are more about how you feel it in the body. So again, the constriction, the tightness, the knots, the blocks, the tension, the uncomfortableness. Just be the witness. And we want to cultivate compassion. for ourselves. Maybe even imagine your wise self just saying, I am here for you, even in this discomfort. And you are safe in this moment. Allow compassion to soften any tightness, restriction, or tension. Allow compassion to create space around the discomfort. And with each breath, remind yourself that you don't need to push this discomfort away. It can exist without taking control of you. You are not obligated to avoid what is uncomfortable. And trust in your ability to stay present and open, even in the midst of this discomfort. And come back to your breath in your body. And so just like the waves come and go, like the ocean waves, and the feelings in the body, the sensations come and go. Some of them come back a lot. And it's not like we're always in constant chronic. They ebb and flow. And the emotions, they're also like the waves coming and going. And even in this moment here, sensing just the stillness in your body, imagine yourself as a calm, steady ocean. And even as the waves rise, the depths remain peaceful. And we can connect with this depth through practices like meditation and yoga. But I think meditation is very powerful for this because we're still, we can drop beneath the choppy surface of our thoughts, our monkey mind. And again, those emotions that take hold of us, the triggers, and even the vesha when we want to avoid, that takes over very quickly. And so we're actually choosing a different path to say, I'm going to stay true to myself and true to what I'm feeling. I'm going to breathe through it. And knowing there is that inner peace that's always there in the depth. You have the capacity to remain centered regardless of the surface turbulence. And so let's actually take our hands together, rub them, create a little warmth in the palms of your hands. Let's make some friction. Listen to the sound. Feel the sensations. And then you're going to place your warm hands over your heart. And again, think of the heart as this heart of compassion, just having compassion for yourself because we all struggle with being present with discomfort, with difficulties. And take a nice full deep breath into your heart space, a breath of loving kindness. And sometimes all we can do is breathe. Just take some deep breaths. And as you bring your hands together now, opening the middle three fingers for Padma Mudra, the lotus flower, peering into the diamond light. Om Mani Padme Hum. May the jewel within the lotus be realized. And that is the jewel that we're diving into those depths for, the jewel of inner peace, divine love. It has spacious freedom, and it's our inner light, our inner truth, and the place where joy can bubble up. So as you seal your palms and bring your hands in front of your heart, and I am a firm believer that to the depth you can feel the uncomfortable emotions is to the same degree and depth you are able to feel the delicious emotions. So it actually is a vast, it's a quality that you can cultivate to live life more fully. Om Shanti 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 Hi. Om peace, peace, peace. And just offer a little bow to your own inner heart as I bow to the light within you. Namaste.